Yo, I know y'all heard about this EA Sports announcement. It's been blowing up all over social media, whatever social media you have, whether it be goddamn Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, fucking Vine or something, Millsberry.com, Club Penguin, whatever the hell you have. I know you've heard about this EA Sports announcement. They said I'm gonna look for a tweet. Fuck, I don't need a tweet. You know it is. The Sage, top of my head, the Say Cheese Twitter account said that July 20th, EA Sports is gonna have a big game announcement. Supposedly the return of an old franchise. I don't know if y'all battle rap fans. I don't know if y'all know who Lodi Lux is, but it's time to get the chop in his fable. What we are going to do today? Well, I'm going to talk about from most likely to least likely what I think the return will be, and I'm going to say what I want it to be. Also, I'm going to give the pros and cons as to why certain things should and shouldn't come back. Starting from the least likely thing to come back. And I'm going off of the supposed list of possible franchises they have on the Say Cheese image. We're starting with SSX Tricky. This was a great game in the early PS2 era. I used to love this game. I remember I had it on a Jam Pack. I think it was on, memory might throw me off, it was on the same Jam Pack disc that had fucking Kinetica, Shadow of the Colossus, and goddamn Ratchet and Clank. I think that was all. It might have had Sly Cooper. Do you guys even know what Jam Pack is? Okay, younger people, fucking 13-year-olds. Back in Ye-Oh 2004, they had Jam Pack discs, volume 1, 2, and 3. There might have been some more, I can't remember. Where instead of going to the PlayStation Store to play demos, they had the demos on the disc. So you can play the first level or two of the next upcoming big video game, right? Now I remember SSX Tricky was a big in that era, in the PS2 era, life cycle rather. Really fun. It's in the same vein of like NBA Street, cartoonish, quirky reimagining of a sport. It's the least likely to come back. I'm going to tell you why. It's snowboarding. You ask the regular person outside right now, go yell out your window in your high-rise New York apartment, "Hey, Billy, name a snowboarder." He only probably knows one fucking snowboarder, right? He knows probably Shaun White. And that's it. He probably knows Shaun White, and that's probably the only snowboarder he knows. Besides like the goddamn Huskies from Snow Dogs, with Cuba Gooding Jr. or whatever. Nobody gives a fuck about snowboarding. Obviously. It's cool, it's fun, but nobody cares. This is definitely not going to be SSX Tricky. It's the least likely because there's no real money to make from bringing back SSX Tricky. My list keeps fucking up all these S's, Jesus Christ. For that reason and that reason alone, shout out Shaun White, we have the same birthday. For that reason alone, I don't think it's going to be that. There's no money to be made. Really fun game. I would love to play if it came back, but there's no money to be made by SSX Tricky coming back. You feel me? That's the least likely. Next, this is a tie between the two, I'll say. But I'll say NBA Live, right? As far as, there's two different types of basketball, right? We have arcade basketball games like Jam and Street. We have simulation basketball games like NBA Live and 2K. 2K has a chokehold, like a David Carradine, really, can I say that on YouTube? A David Carradine type chokehold on the NBA simulation video game market. To the point where if you were to make an NBA game now, it would an NBA game in the simulation aspect now, the realistic NBA game, it would make no money. And I get it, we all hate 2K right now. It's boring. It's the same game over and over again. The only fucking thing they did was add more sweat to Zion Williamson. I get it. It didn't change much. That's every 2K, right? Every year they put more sweat on whoever the darkest guy is in the league. We've added brand new graphics and lighting and brand new textures. Also, we've made Pascal Siakam twice as sweaty. Who cares? NBA Live is cool. It's different, but if you making a simulation NBA game now guarantees you losing out to 2K. No matter how, because 2K is in the Madden lane, right? No matter how great your game is, it will not beat out the popularity of NBA 2K. No matter what. No matter what. So just like SSX Tricky, NBA Live will probably be a more expensive game to make. However, it's a guaranteed loss of money. Guaranteed loss of money. Guaranteed. Nobody, and you might pick it up to try it out. That's it. That's all. And then you're like, oh, this is cool, but none of my friends are playing it, so why would I keep playing it, right? That's what's going to happen. There's no point. It can still be a good game. Not saying NBA Live is bad or good. It's just not. This is all about money, and that won't make money. That's all this is. Whichever series will bring the most money is what's going to come back, right? We'll get to that. Then we have the soul-crushing one. Number 3 in my probably won't come back. And I talk about this at least once a month. I could talk about it every day because this franchise. Def Jam Fight for New York is to me, the greatest fighting game of all time. To me, yes, to me. YouTube, did I say for you? Did I say for your cousin Raymond? Did I say him? I said no to me. I hit my. To me, this is the. I want y'all, because I'm trying to filter this from my mouth to y'all. This is the best fighting game of all time. Def Jam Fight for New York 2. A game that I ranted about how they keep rumoring to bring it back. Like, remember they had that post about hypothetically, if we were bringing back Def Jam, what city would it be? Chicago, Miami, LA, who knows? Def Jam in Chicago, at the Chicagoan, it would. I can't even explain what my heart would do if Def Jam came back into my city. Nonetheless, oh my God, there's no game I want more in the world right now besides that. And I say maybe Grand Theft Auto 6, because goddamn, does Grand Theft Auto 6 really exist? Do we, like, whatever. 3 years? Come on, Rockstar. Nonetheless, there's the other thing where Ice-T or whoever Def Jam posted, if we hit 1 million Twitter followers, we have a big announcement to make in regards to the Def Jam franchise. Ooh, now that's spicy. Do y'all remember that? They hit 1 million in goddamn 47 seconds or some shit like that. And what did we find out? Nothing. They said nothing, posted nothing, mentioned nothing, nothing. They didn't say a motherfucking thing about it. Nothing at all. Just rumors and speculation and rumors and speculation. But there's so many rumors that it has to be above NBA Live and SSX. God fucking damn it. Between that and Tricky, the snowboarding game. Yeah, you would have to think it might be a sliver of hope. It's what I really want, but come on, right? And also, no, we're gonna get to that later. It's what I really want, but it still hovers on the not likely. It's the most not likely thing to come back. So those are the bottom 3. Let's talk about the top 3. I'm gonna reiterate. I'm just picking from the 6 franchises listed on the Say Cheese post. Is it all over Twitter, whatever, about the return of these franchises? So, number 3, as far as the most likely. This is probably number 2 on my games I really want to see come back. Earlier we mentioned the arcade style basketball game like NBA Street. Fuck, I just buried the lead. That's not what I meant to say. We mentioned the simulation type basketball games like 2K and 5. Then there's NBA Street Volume 2. The holy grail of basketball games. NBA Street Volume 2 is the basketball to what ESPN NFL 2K5 was to football. It is just the best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be. Who's that? Brock Lesnar or Kurt Angle? Whose slogan was? Never mind. Let's get off that. There's a sordid history with NBA Street, right? Let's talk about the why it won't come back first. Because 2K, like I said, has a chokehold on the basketball market. Whatever basketball game you put out, I knocked out my goddamn air conditioner. Whatever basketball game you put out just won't make. Whatever basketball game you put out just won't make the amount of money that 2K would make. But if there was ever one to challenge it, it would be this. Because nostalgia sells. And this is the most nostalgic thing probably from the PS2 era is NBA Street Volume 2, right? Then you have to pay for players and contracts and things of that nature. It's whatever. But could you imagine seeing modern day stars like Steph Curry or James Harden, not modded, but in the actual NBA Street form? It would be great. It would be amazing. Which is why I would want it, and why the world probably would want that the most, maybe, at NBA Street. However, there's a lot of parallels with this and Def Jam Fight for New York, right? Let's look at the inception of it, the first games in both series. We have Def Jam Vendetta. Really good fighting game that uses the acclaimed AKI engine. You know, the whole A hard grapple, B for punch. You remember that from the 64 era? It had that for Vendetta, great game. NBA Street 1, great game. 2 great starting off points. They are the Batman Begins of those franchises. And then we have the Holy Grails. We have the Def Jam Fight for New York, which, come on, can it please be that? Please? We have Def Jam Fight for New York, one of the greatest fighting games of all time. NBA Street Volume 2, well, no, it's not the best basketball game of all time. It is the best arcade basketball game in the same way that NBA 2K11 is the best simulation basketball game. Here's the issue. Both those games have number 3s. Have a third game, right? NBA Street has home court. Ass. It had Carmelo and I can't remember. It was the 03. It must have had Carmelo because it was 03, right? It had the 03 draft, right? I can't remember. It came out way later. Yeah. It had the modern day kind of people in there, right? Regardless, ass game. You could dunk in the same hoop twice at the same time. It was ass. We know that. Icon, even more ass. It had T.I. It had T.I. wearing his hat to the side like this and shit, and like it was bad. It was a bad game. Then they put out Def Jam Rap Star shit. I fucking hate life. Why did they do that? Ass games. They didn't leave on a good note. NBA Street did not leave on a good note. But at this point, people want an NBA Street game so much, they will take a return to formula with that. I would love to see that come back. I think it's third most likely though. Cause there's 2 more that I feel like are much more possible things to do. Number 2, second most likely. Fight Night Round 4. is what they have in picture right here. I guess they're referring to the Fight Night franchise as a whole. Fight Night Champion came out 2010, 2011. That was a long ass goddamn motherfucking time ago. For us to have a boxing game. Why? The scope of boxing has changed so much as far as who were the big names of that time. We're in the Canelo era. We're deep into the Canelo era of basketball. Fuck. We're deep into the Canelo era of boxing now, right? We have new stars. It's been a decade and some change since champion. There's so many more people we can put in the game. So many upgrades as far as collision and physics. So many upgrades, so much more we can do now as far as character models and making boxing games feel more like boxing. We can do so much now. It's a perfect time for Fight Night. Perfect time. And it's a franchise everybody has wanted and waited for. People still play Champion. It is the perfect time to do Fight Night. There is no competition as far as a big name game that's already out. Y'all hear me? It's a big name, big time for boxing as far as doing a Fight Night game. Or it would have been a year or two ago, because we have another boxing game on the horizon that may be better than Fight Night has ever been. There's only alpha footage out right now, but whoo-wee. That esports boxing game looking pretty good for it only being alpha footage. And the names they have Riddick Bowe, they have Canelo in it. Come on, dog. Fight Night just took too long, man. Now I have to compete with a game that might end up being the premier boxing game going into the future. A year or so ago, when there was no competition, perfect time to put Fight Night out. I still feel like it's likely, because there's no, besides contract and money type things, contractual agreements, there's no real reason to not have a Fight Night game. None. What competition as far as popularity is there? You are the 2K of boxing. Put out a boxing game. No one can compete with you. However, that would have been the most likely thing, right? But it's not. They put out, then there's the NCAA franchise, which I am 85 to 90% sure is what this post is going to be about, right? And here's why. I only need one reason why. I'll give two, actually. I mentioned competition among companies a lot as far as certain certain genres of games. I said there's no competition as far as simulation basketball in the NBA sense. True, but not for college. There is no college sports game. So there's nothing for a college sports game to compete with besides itself. NCAA is that, right? As far as what sport, it would be, say it's football or basketball. It'd probably be football, right? It'll probably be a football game. But I'll just say NCAA, both, most likely. But that's not even the main reason why. 2-3 days ago, I want to say the Supreme Court for NCAA has ruled in favor of looking into the paying of college athletes. Now you're telling me, right? You're telling me the moment that they announce they're going to pay college athletes, this post referring to the NCAA franchise being a possible one that's returning just falls out of the sky for no reason? Isn't that a little bit, I don't know, serendipitous, maybe? Is there no coincidence? Like, oh, we can pay college athletes now. Hey, we should bring back a franchise that may or may not be a game where we'll have to pay college athletes. No. There's no correlation. They're just thinking. Of course, that's what this fucking announcement is. It's an NCAA game. Now, I want to be wrong. I want Street or Def Jam, but whatever. I'm wrong most of the time about most of the things. I don't even know why you watch this rambling ass video. It's just gonna be me and the beat that I made talking while I'm looking at a picture. I'm not gonna put the picture on this side or this side. Probably gonna be this side, but whatever. It's not important. If you did watch this, by all means, I have I have two questions. What franchise do you think out of this list is gonna be the one that's returning? And what do you want to return? For me, it's Def Jam. Obviously, I'm gonna keep saying that until the day that I fucking die. I want a new Def Jam game. But no, if you're in this comment section, let me know. What do you want? Because you're the commenters. You guys will make this channel run. All four of you. I love you. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't. It's like I'm Tupac. I ain't mad at you. But one more thing.